Hey, what's up? So I just wanted to share something that I have found to be quite fascinating. It was a scientific article that I came across last week, and it is to do with something called the Ziegarnik effect. And so I will put a link to this in the description because it's really neat, but I mean, I'm going to explain it here. So it was something that was discovered by a woman by the name of Bluma Ziegarnik. She was a Lithuanian Soviet psychologist and psychiatrist. I don't know if I'm not sure where she's at right now, if she's still with us. Anyways, and so she, what happened was she went to she went out for dinner with a whole bunch of friends, and they had a big huge meal, and then the waiter, and she was impressed because the waiter remembered everything in great detail. But then they paid and left, and then she realized she forgot her purse, so she goes back to the restaurant and he didn't remember her. And she was like, how can this be? Like, you have such a good memory. And he's like, you know what? The thing is, it's like for me to do my job, I need to remember everything that is going on. And then as soon as the bill is done and paid for, I need to forget it and then move on to other things. And then so that kind of not puzzled her, but it sparked this thing. And then so because she was a psychiatrist, she had the ability to conduct studies and things like that, and to figure out that that there is something to do with, it's like, about just how, I guess, how your subconscious works, how your memory works. And it's like when there are things that you need to do, you need to do them, and so they stay in there, kind of like the memory in a computer. I mean, you have a certain amount of RAM and there's only so much space. I mean, I guess there's a lot, but it's like you can free up space. So the thing is like, until you have these things done, it just gets in there. And yeah, so it's really in your best interest to do everything that you know that you need to do, or at least take some form of action in the form of like making a plan, writing a list, so that you can rest. And then if you can, put that area of your brain to rest so that you don't have things running around about stuff that you know that you need to accomplish, then you probably sleep better at night, and then you will be more productive there too, because the better you sleep, I think there's some serious benefits to that. And I have experienced this in my own life, just like to do with things that I feel like I need to make videos about, because it's like, if I don't, then it just runs around in the back of my head and I stew on it. But if I just handle the situation, and it's not even enough, like I have to publish the video, because if I don't publish it, then I'm thinking about how I could have made it better. But once it's published, it's done. And it's not like I'm gonna take the video down and redo it, because it wasn't that important to begin with. And so, I was talking with my buddy there last night about it, just like we both, are into a music thing. And it's funny how much it can take just to make a song and put it out there, when it's like, some songs are a minute long, some 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, if you're Tool, maybe 10, 15 minutes or something, right? But like, it's not, you make it out to be a lot bigger deal than it is. And I realize how much I've been hindering my own productivity by not acting on the songs that I have been inspired to make, because they do literally run around in my head non-stop, and I think about them all the time. And so this whole thing has lit a fire under me, where I'm just gonna bite the bullet, kind of like with this YouTube thing, and just do it, because it's like it's one thing to like practice the whole thing kind of in your own little way, but it's another thing to have a scientific explanation and have somebody, where they've really done experiments and like fleshed this whole thing out. And it's like, now you've been handed the key. And so it is up to you to stick it in the slot and to use it and open that door and free up your creativity, free up your mind, clear your mind, you know, open the gates for like other things to come in, you know, get the glass half empty or whatever, you know, to allow that space. You give space for, yeah. So yeah, yeah, super important, because I know, you know, there are people out there who suffer from what they call writer's block. And I said to my buddy there, I was like, so just so you know, like this seems like it's it. And it's like, you know, that writer's block, it's not like the ideas aren't out there. It's just that you're not acting on the ideas that you already have. So why would you get more? Why would the universe just hand you more ideas for you to do nothing with? Or for you to half complete? I mean, you have to learn a lesson. And maybe that's part of what the writer's block is. I mean, it's not something that I suffer from. I've never had writer's block. I just I'm a fountain. But yeah, and I'm very grateful for that. So I think, you know, so just like on the same subject of this kind of like phenomena, there's another phenomena that I just want to like kind of, I don't know if the word is dovetail, but just like sneak in under here because I think it's interesting. I don't know how else to bring it up. And so it is called the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, and it is sometimes called a frequency bias. And so it's like, you know, say like I drive a Volkswagen Jetta, and so I see all of the other Volkswagen Jettas on the road, and so it's like yeah, because you're operating on that frequency. So it's kind of like after noticing something, there's a tendency to notice it more often, leading someone to believe that it has an increased frequency of occurrence. It's just neat, you know. I love these little phenomenon things, you know, psychological, you know, just how to understand your own brain and your relation to the experience that you're having. And then I think, yeah, like the more that you understand it, the more you can work with it directly and overcome any kind of blockages that you may have been experiencing, or just clear up some confusion about things. It's, you know, helpful to have a little bit of knowledge about that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I hope this is as interesting to you as it is to me. I've been telling everybody that I've been running into, because productivity is a thing. Yeah, if you got stuff to do, it's important to get her done. So yeah, take care.